If you've been thinking about hiring new employees in the coming weeks, here's some information that might help you with your decision. On March 18, 2010, President Obama signed the HIRE Act into law. The centerpiece of the HIRE Act is a $13 billion set of tax breaks for private sector businesses to boost hiring of unemployed workers in 2010. This portion of the HIRE Act is known as the Hire Now tax cut, and it combines payroll forgiveness for Social Security taxes paid by employers along with a tax credit to employers for keeping new hires on the payroll for at least 52 consecutive weeks. These benefits are only available to qualified employers that hire qualified employees. In order to be a qualified employer, the employer must hire a previously unemployed individual that was unemployed for at least 60 days before his or her start date. In addition, the qualified employer must also continue the employment of new hires for at least 52 weeks to be eligible for the additional tax credit for keeping employees on the payroll. This additional tax credit is known as the retention credit. In order to be considered a qualified employee, the newly hired employee must start work from any time after February 3, 2010 and before January 1, 2011. They must certify by affidavit that they have not been employed during the 60 days prior to employment. They must not be employed by the employer to replace another employee unless the previous employee voluntarily separated employment. And finally, they must not be related to a person that has more than 50% ownership of the employer. While computing the actual tax credit is a bit tricky, basically, employers will be eligible for up to $6,621 in payroll tax forgiveness for each qualified employee hired, and a retention credit of up to the lesser of $1,000 or 6.2% of the employee's wages earned by the new hires who remain on the payroll for at least 52 weeks. I hope this information has been helpful to you. As with any government program, the details can be quite tricky, and I've only touched on the basics of this credit with this short video.